So we're only 3 games into our Sonic franchise review series, and things have already gotten weird. Sonic Eraser is our first Sonic spin-off in the form of a Sonic puzzle game. Not so weird in itself, but the fact it's a Japan-exclusive Mega Drive title released through Sega Game Toshokan, a downloadable game service available to Sega MegaNet subscribers, is pretty weird. For the longest time, the Western world really wasn't aware of this game's existence, until Sega Japan themselves released it in 2004 through a different online service. The version we're playing in this video is a fan-translated version of the game that was developed by D and released through romhacking.net in 2016. Due to the nature of the game's release, through a Japan-only dial-up service that only lasted a few years in the early 90s, it's very difficult to find any firm release dates for Sonic Eraser, so we have to base our chronology on the fact it says 1991 on the title screen. It may well have released before the Master System version of Sonic 1, but it's difficult to say, and it's such an oddity it makes more sense to tack it on the end of our 1991 Sonic coverage. So let's discuss the actual nitty-gritty and what you can actually do in Sonic Eraser. This is an extremely basic puzzle game that tasks you with clearing different coloured shapes by connecting 2 together. You are given a cluster of 4 shapes every turn, and it's up to you to shuffle them into position so they connect with a shape of the same colour. You can play the game a little more strategically by setting up combos to clear chains of shapes as they fall into place after the previous pair of shapes disappears. And basically that's it! There are a selection of game modes with differing rules, but the core gameplay always remains the same and it's nothing to write home about. The game modes featured are a normal mode where you face off against another player or the computer to clear the most blocks the fastest. The player who clears the most pieces the fastest will affect the gameplay speed of the other player and make things more difficult for them. Also included is a 40-stage round mode, which tasks you with clearing these blocks that have little squiggles in them, by causing a chain reaction that causes them to connect with each other. This is probably the mode that has the most to offer, and does the most to vary the gameplay, so if you're playing in single player this is where you want to go. Then there's Doubt mode, which is largely identical to normal mode, except the white blocks will stay in place and you have to work around them. And finally we have Block mode, which plays a lot more like Dr. Mario, with the pieces of your cluster sticking together even if there's space underneath them. And that's your lot! A very simple game with the limitations of an early digital game distribution service in mind. This could never be anything more than what it is, because dial-up connections wouldn't have been able to handle a larger file size, and they were pretty unstable back in the day as well. It's an entirely inoffensive experience that most Sonic fans will want to try at least once, but there is very little here to hold your attention for great lengths of time, and my word is the music bad. To be honest, most gameplay sessions revolve around how long you can stand to hear the music.